Hi everybody, Ben here from Art Less Ordinary. So, whoops, just knocked my light. So I am going to do a pearl pour. So what I want to do is, I want to kind of recreate something I've done earlier, but it will be bigger and it will be a little bit different because I'm using different paints. But I love this. This was ruby, amethyst and silver in extreme sheen. And I love this one. But I want one a bit bigger because this isn't going to fit where I want it to go. So, what I have planned is to do one in the decoart americana decor metallics. But there's no ruby. And garnet is a lot darker. So, I try to mix up some custom colours. So, I have used 10 grams of the garnet and 10 grams of pearl to make this slightly lighter red. It hasn't lightened it heaps, but it's lightened it enough that I'm a bit happy with. But ruby was more of a red. This is kind of a burgundy red, so it'll be a little bit different. Then I have also made up my amethyst using the same 10 grams amethyst and 10 grams pearl. Then I made up a silver with just 20 grams silver. So the other difference that I did this time, normally when I use my metallics, I do 1 part paint, 2 parts floetrol. This time I've done 1 part paint, 1.5 parts floetrol. So this was 20 grams paint and 30 grams floetrol. Same with the purple. The only difference was the amethyst. I added a little bit more floetrol too because it's thick. It was much thicker. Definitely, you could feel it in every way. So that's my 3 colours for this pearl pour. Then I have my black, which is marte black, and I have mixed up 72 grams paint, 144 grams floetrol, and 31 grams water. So it feels like I've just got enough paint because I don't want too much. When you do pearl pour, you kind of want a lot of the paint to go over the edge. So we will start off by pouring our colours. So first of all, we're going to go the garnet mixture, garnet and pearl mixture. Then we've got some amethyst. And then we've got the silver. And I've probably got a lot of pearl paint here. Probably more than I needed, but I was mixing it up and I couldn't quite think how much I had to use. And what I'm doing by doing it in this zigzaggy fashion is it just makes the pearls a little bit more random. When you do a pearl pour with all the paint directly in puddles, you get rings. And this here kind of just breaks it up and makes more of a random pattern. So as you can see each colour underneath. So you can see the ruby, you can see the amethyst, you can see the silver. So you do get quite a good assortment of pearls. I just like to get as much of the pearl paint out as possible. Don't like wasting that. Excellent. So as you can see, there's definitely the 3 colours not one is buried under the other or anything like that. So this should turn out quite good. Should be a good assortment of colours mixed through. I'm going to put gloves on before I pour on the black. Now I have poured on different top colours or base coats, whichever you want to call it. White behaves funny. Black always seems to give me the best result. But I am going to try some smaller canvases with different colours and see if I get similar results with some of them. Mix this up. Make sure it's done well. I'm going to pinch my cup. And I'm going to pour slowly. Directly in the middle. When I pour this quite fast and heavy, it makes a very big kind of dent in the center, and I don't really want that. And the thinner you make your pearl paint, the more non-circular your pearls will become. But if you make it too thick, then not many pearls come up. So you've got to find that balance between making your pearl paint thin enough to get pearls, but thick enough to keep them in a circular shape if that's what you are after. This time I have made pearl pours where they go different shapes, but this time I'm hoping to get circular, just like the other one. They came out quite circular. And also, I'm not going to scrape my cup. I find I get kind of like bits of paint, like oil streaks from that floetrol. And I don't want that. Alright, that's enough paint. I don't need to stress about making sure every drop is out. Now, ultimately, we just want to pour and get it over the corners. So you just pick a corner and just go for it. So we're going to go this way. See how that black's rolling over that pearl colour? Now the first corner I usually pour off a little bit of excess. Otherwise that becomes a blank corner. So a little bit of excess, there we go, come back. If I don't do that, I find it becomes a very blank corner, like it stays black and doesn't get the pearls in it as much. Now going over that corner. Oops. It's a big canvas, so I shouldn't have left that cup there. All the way down to this corner. Over, come back. And if your paint has lumps in it, don't use it. Or use a sieve when you're pouring out your black. If you get lumps, it really starts to show. And now I'm just tilting over this last corner. Sorry you guys can't see that. So I'm tilting right over the corner. And I'm going to tilt off a bit of this excess. Okay, and now I'm going to come back. If you feel like there's a lot of paint on the canvas, tilt it off on that last corner. Now look at all the pearls coming up on the drippings on the table. Now I'm just bringing this paint back to the center, which looks like it's just about there. Great. Put that down. I am just going to run my finger under the edge and get this stuff that's dripping off the edge off. I'll do that again with a palette knife afterwards, but if I just get the excess first. That should help. Okay. Now I'm taking my gloves off, which have even got pearls developing on my gloves and hands. So we can see them appearing already. Perfect. Now, get out your blowtorch or heat gun. I've never used a heat gun with this. I've only ever used a blowtorch. I always blow my blowtorch to make sure there's no dust sitting on it, because I don't want that to go onto the canvas. Now, I'm just torching out all the bubbles. Okay, that's it. Put that where it's not going to damage anything or come close to anything. And now what we call the waiting game. So sometimes I will get little, where have I got any here? Oh, there's two. Sometimes I will get like a little wooden shape like that, and dip it into the drippings that have come off to kind of pick up some colours and some pearls. But not every time. But depends how much I pour off. Usually it's the first and the last corner were the ones that have the most excess pearl colour come up. So as we can see, we're getting lots of pearls. They are concentrating around the edge, and they will continue to move in. This is something that you need to wait a good 20 minutes, 15 minutes to get the full effect. Sometimes it takes longer, sometimes quicker, but you have to wait for them. But I'm quite liking the colours. I can definitely see like the garnet mixture that I've made. I can see an amethyst mixture through here, and I can see bits of silver as well. So there is becoming an assortment of colours. I'm trying to think. I reckon the shape's going to be quite good. I think they're going to be relatively circular. Not 100% circle, but relatively circular. So they're all pushing into each other in this areas, but that's fine. So now I am going to pause this, and we will come back in probably 15 minutes and see what it looks like then. So this is a fun part, because I get to see it slowly happen, and I don't always notice how much is appearing. But when I pause it and then unpause it, you just see instantly this area is all black, and then suddenly it goes like this. So I think this is the funnest part. All right, so pausing, and we'll be back soon. Okay, we're back. So it's been, I'd say, 12 minutes so far, and the pearls have definitely closed up in and got more full, especially around these edges. So this black part, I believe, will still fill in more. I don't think it will be as closed up as a little patch, but there will be a little bit more closing in. It can take time. It's getting quite cold here again, so the weather's changing. It's autumn, so autumn is fall for you guys in America, and virtually I find when it's colder, it takes longer for the pearls to develop. They will probably keep doing it for a while. This is a larger painting, so it will take time. But I'm really pleased with it. You can see the gradient in colours. So you can see like ruby here, which they actually have silver border. Then it goes into amethyst. Then we got silver. Then it goes back to ruby. Then back around to some silver, amethyst, silver again. And all the way along there, there's like streaks of different colors coming through. So really, really pleased. I won't know until it's dry how much is amethyst, how much is silver, and how much is ruby. I can see a difference here, but the colors change slightly as they dry. When they're metallic and they're wet, they're a little bit more harder to differentiate each one. But I'm really, really happy with how it's actually looking. And I do believe that this will close up more. I just don't know how much. So we can see we've got a couple of larger pearls in here. When you get pearls more in the center, they tend to get larger because there's less resistance from the other pearl. So here, they stay small because the pearls kind of push into each other and it stops them from actually enlarging. When in here, there's no resistance for this pearl. So he can decide to grow if he wants to or doesn't. But ultimately, that's the fun part about it. It's acrylic pouring. You will get slightly different results. And I think this is where my paint is, when I brought the paint back to the center, I think this is where it's going to be more heavier and probably going to stay more darker. I might get more here and here, but I think that will be what I would say is the heaviest part of the ink. If I try and tilt this now, I will deform all these circular pearls. They will get out of shape. So don't do it. Just leave the center where it's, well, leave your black patch where it's going to be. If you try to manipulate it, you will change the shape of your pearls. You'll get some that stretch and some that don't. And then it will change the real look and the feel of it. So for now, I just leave it and let it do its thing and be happy with what I get. Because it's going to be beautiful whatever way it is. So these here will also be much better with varnish or a resin afterwards once they've cured. I haven't done a resin on them yet. It's on my plan to do with the smaller one, and how well that works out, then I'll do this larger one. But I'm going to bring you down for a close-up and show you, but it's looking really cool. Okay, so here it is from my angle. As you can see, definitely this will be the more focal point of where the black is going to stay. But let's have a look how cool these pearls are. Now, see how they're relatively circular in shape? If I want them to be more bigger and out of shape, then I just make my pearl color thinner. And these colors aren't 100% of what I actually see. There's more amethyst here than what's showing up. You see a slight change in color compared to the ruby. I mean, garnet, but there's definitely more amethyst in real life. Here you can kind of see more gradient between ruby mixed with other colors, amethyst streak going through here, and then back to mostly silver with some ruby and that added into it. And all the way along, you get the different gradients of colors come through. That's why I do not do them as paddles anymore, but I do them as like streaks, like ribbons. That makes zigzags on top of each other. I find you get more of an assortment, but it's up to you what you choose, what you like. Because I have some that are rings and they've come out really, really beautiful. So I believe that center will close in more, but time will tell. So let me know what you guys think. Tell me if you love these colors. I think mixing it with the pearl has done benefit. I believe it would have been a little bit dark without it, but you just have fun and try out different colors that you like. So main thing is just let me know what you think. So comment, like, share and subscribe if you have not already. Just hit the bell and click all, and I will wait for this to dry and put up a thumbnail probably of the dry artwork. Unless it doesn't change very much, and then I might put it up, a photo of it is like this. But I find when it's dry, it's easier to get a nice photograph of what it's going to actually be like when it's finished. So thanks very much, everyone. Have a good evening, and I will see you soon for another pour. Catch you later. Bye.